This video is sponsored by Egloo.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So first I want to tell you that if you did not grab this deal that I told you about all through the month of December, it even ran longer than what the guy at Best Buy told me. It ran for probably almost 2.5 weeks or so. So if you didn't grab this, you missed out on a good chance to get one of the best devices that I've picked up and started using towards the end of 2021 and into 2022. So this is the Z Fold 3, and I've had this for approximately 3 weeks, or a little bit more than 3 weeks. But we're going to talk about my experience with this in this video and using it on different carriers. But predominantly, it's been used on T-Mobile. So Samsung, when they brought out the Z Fold 1, I was not interested. I didn't like it. I used it for, someone let me use theirs and I used it for about a month and I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So then the 2 came out and I was actually impressed with all the upgrades that they had done, and I fell in love with the 2. I fell in love with the 2, and it was one of the best devices of 2021 and 2020 that you could possibly even use. So then this 3 comes out and I'm reluctant. I buy it, I get rid of it, and I get it again. And here we are with one of the best devices that you could possibly pick up in 2022. So I have it like this because this is how I would anticipate a person getting this device is going to use it the most. This is the reason that you're getting this device, is to have it in this form factor. We can have, here's my, let me get my nice little iPad here. Here's my iPad. And I thought maybe, I thought maybe that having the iPad would, take care of all needs of tablets, but it does take care of a lot of my needs for having a tablet, but it's not an all-in-one per se. Even though I can do everything on here, phone calls, SMS, all that, it's still, when you hold them like this, you see how bigger it really is. So this is where this form factor comes in, being able to close this device and go down to a regular form factor of a phone. Now, I personally like this long 25:9 aspect ratio. Some people just don't like it. They still say that this isn't wide enough, and that's one of the cons I will go ahead and talk about right now, because it is not wide enough for a person who's going to continuously try to use it like this. The keyboard, when having it open, is small, and there's just no getting around that. However, I don't use it like that very often with 2 hands. I have big enough hands, so for me, it's fairly comfortable. But when you want to get some real work done, you're gonna have to open this thing up, because this is what it's actually for. Having it like this, the design of this device has been absolutely great. I did go through several screen protectors for the front, and I've tried out different cases, but my favorite case is just down to 2. But my number 1 case, I would say, is the VRS design case, because it has a kickstand and it's also a rugged style case, and being able to pop this up like this to watch content or video chat is absolutely great. No ifs, ands, or buts. That is the case to get.
This video is sponsored by Egloo. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Igloo S4. This is their all-in-one solution for people who have a smart home or want to have a smart home. This is a 1080p Wi-Fi smart home security camera with temperature monitor for humidity, and you can also use it to remote control some appliances. A baby monitor, a pet monitor, and motion and sound detection is clear for night vision as well. Let's take a look inside the box. Now, when you first get your device, you'll want to crack the seal on it, open it up, and this is what you'll be presented with. You'll have the camera itself, which is very nice, securely packaged here, which is good to see. And then we will show you the camera here. It looks like a little robot. It's pretty cool. So underneath here, you'll see some more materials and your charging cable, and that will do it for the device itself. Now, the Igloo Cam S4 has a nice feature of recording in real time while you're monitoring. I think this is really cool. You also have the option to check the humidity and temperature levels in your home. And I've noticed this on the bottom of the corner of the application while using it. I think this is very nice if you're a person who needs to keep contact with who's ever in the home. You want to make sure they're comfortable, whether it be your pet, your baby, family members, whoever it may be. I think this is a good function to have. The Igloo Cam is pretty much an all-in-one device, and if you don't have a smart home, this is one other option for you to consider making it a smart home. Now, I did notice in the application that you can add multiple cameras like most security systems, so this is a huge plus. Full HD quality, and it has a wide-angle lens of 142 degrees. Now that can be rotated 360 degrees. You've got a night mode, real-time sound, and motion and notifications for recording. The camera moves and pans very smoothly. It's nice and compact, cute little size. I think it's really nice. I think it'll fit into any room. I'm actually using it in my office and it fit right in. I can put this small little camera on my desk and monitor motion, sound. The colors are accurate, and it's just a surprise at how small this is, which is such a good quality. So I appreciate the sponsor of the video, Egloo, and I'll leave a link down below. Now, when it comes to, again, the hardware on this thing, this is how it should be used, folks. This is what it's meant to be used like with this particular design. It wants you to have it open. They want you to use it as a tablet, and frequently I find myself using it like this because you do have these flex modes, and the camera being back here, you can have yourself propped up like this while you shoot video content or do whatever you want to do with it. I don't suggest watching media content like this because it's kind of weird. It's going to be this top portion up there, but for taking photos and things like that, definitely a must. I like the integrated fingerprint reader on the side of here, and I think they've just done very well when it comes to this overall package of putting together a folding device. Now, you do have a speaker on the top and a speaker on the bottom, so to speak, and then you've got these 3 cameras set up on the back here, which is actually great. The camera footage and photos on this thing, it produces some very nice content, and I've actually used it to record several things on the channel, and I just think that Samsung has done a great job with the hardware overall on this. Now, this will be considered a thick device. Like, here's the S21 FE, and one would say this is a thick device, you know, in comparison. But it's just basically, when it's in this form factor, it's 2 phones together. And that's why they went with the obviously narrower form factor for each slab of the device. So I think the form factor is fine for me. When you have a case on it, that's when you feel the bulk. But other than that, you know, this has got to be one of your best experiences for an all-in-one, more than likely. And I would say this is probably going to be one of the best options, I should say, for an all-in-one. Now, the screen on here, again, this is where most people will probably really enjoy this device, having it open like this. Watching content on here, you can actually feel the display. You can even record content with the full display, and I think that's important to note. And you go into your 4x5 here, and you'll be able to feel the display. And I like to take photos like this and record video like this because I think it's very eclectic, and it does good for social media as well. So lots of options in the camera while I'm in here. You do have all the pro mode, the portrait video, slow-mo, super slow-mo, director's view. You have everything here that you can possibly want. That is why I named the Z Fold 2 the creator's device of the year at one point. It's fantastic, and I don't see myself not doing that for this one if I continue to use it all through 2022, unless Samsung comes up with something great next. For a creator, this is one of your best options. It is one of your best options. So performance on here, you've got the Snapdragon 888, and you're looking at now I know the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is out, but this performance on here is going to be all that you think it's going to be. It's a fast performing device, and if you decide to game on it, edit on it, you'll be able to do everything you want to do with it with no problems whatsoever. So performance is not really an issue for a lot of people, I would say. It's got virtual RAM 4 gigs, it's got 12 gigs on board, and virtual RAM is let me show it to you because I like that it has virtual RAM. So you go into your memory here, and then you go into here, and you can see that you have 12 gigs of RAM, but then you have 4 gigs of virtual RAM. So essentially you get 16 gigs of RAM. This is a huge plus because who wouldn't want to have all that RAM at their disposal, but how much RAM does an Android phone really need? I don't know.
So you've got a 512 version of this device, and then you also have this 256 gig version. Now all the colors come in 256, but the 512 gig only comes in black. And I don't know why they do that. I think it's kind of a poor choice. They should have the 512 in all options. They would definitely sell more devices, but they choose to do it like that. And there's no excuse or reason why just having one color come in 512. That just doesn't make any sense. But companies do that for whatever reason, and I just don't understand the logic behind that. I think it's a waste, because they could be selling so many more in the United States in the silver color for 512 and the green color as well. I would love to see a powder blue color in this device, man, or a light green color, because the dark green is not really, you can't really tell too much difference in that color when it comes to comparing to the black. So nonetheless, yeah, the storage options are there, the memory option is there. And when it comes down to battery, I've learned that my battery is lasting me probably about a day and a half, and I can get between 5 to, oh yeah, there we go. Look, a day, that fluctuates between 1 day and 11 hours and 1 day and 14 hours. So as you can see, my last charge was almost a full day ago, and I've got 34% left. And then I've got 4.5 hours of screen on time. So I'm getting between 5 and 6.5 hours of screen on time on every charge. And then I'm also getting at least a day and a half. And that's been fairly good, because I started off and the battery life was my downside of this device. But with the battery life improving now, after using it for some time, there's nothing really to complain about this device. My one gripe is, the flip side of the hardware being so great, it is a slippery device, and it just doesn't feel good to have it outside of the case. I'm very quick to feel like I'm going to drop this bad boy, and if I do, it may survive with it being closed, but it's still glass, so it'll break. So you have to keep it inside of a case. So a follow-up for you guys, man. 3 weeks later, there's really nothing to dislike about this device. Overall, I'm just ready for them to do something different. People are now harping on the design of the Oppo Find N because it's a little shorter. And hey, that's just a small thing to do. I don't think that Samsung's going to drastically change their Z Fold 3 lineup when they go to the 4, if they do a 4. I don't think they're going to drastically just flip the design. They've got, they could, changing the camera module. Okay, maybe they'll do that. I don't know. But just having them flip-flop around just because the Oppo Find is out, I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. So, but this form factor is great. This device is great. Again, if you didn't buy it when it first came out on that sale that I told you about in December of 2021, folks, you missed a good one. It was a freebie. It was unlocked $9.99 for this one, or $10.99 for the $5.99 for the 512 version, and you missed a good deal. So the Z Fold 3, phenomenal, man. Just phenomenal. I don't know what to dislike about this other than the slipperiness, and I can solve that with a skin or keeping my case on. Yeah. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Wow. I'm impressed. I am impressed. I'm impressed. If you have the Z Fold 3, what do you think about it? How do you like this device? It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.